Welcome back to the Anger Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, we saw a video, at least you sent the video to me, of Devin Haney. He's back in training. And, there's a hoopla amongst certain boxing fans in regards to this, and I did want to talk about it for a little bit. And the question that I have, honestly, Jay, is it the same old G? That's an old song back from the 90s. But is it the same old Dev, right? Now, Devin had, a tumultuous, let's call it, last several months in regards to his fight with Ryan Garcia. Some people believe that, the point 0.000 whatever it was that Ryan Garcia had in his system had an impact on the fight. Other people don't believe that. But the real question is what does Devin really believe, right? Back in the deep, dark crevices of his psyche, what does he really believe? If he truly believes that was the impact, then we might see the same old G, the same old Dev. And if we see the same old Dev, then what might be some options for Devin? Now, he rejected a fight with Sandor Martin, a $1.6 million purse for Sandor Martin. I think that was probably a little bit bruising to his ego. There's a possibility that Devin Haney is now back because he sees an opportunity to make a lot of money with Turki Al-Sheikh. But I'm going to be honest with you, that option may not be as sweet as what he think it is, because if you've listened to Turki Al-Sheikh, and I haven't agreed with everything that Turki Al-Sheikh has done, I think he's been a bit of a forceful hand, and if he doesn't get things his way, I think he reacts in a way that I don't think is really kosher. But the one thing that I do like about it is a lot of the fights that he's putting together, I would say, are pretty competitive. And even though you're getting paid, you might be in a dangerous fight, right? And my question is, when you look at Top Rank, when you look at Matchroom, what options do you have there for Devin Haney to make a big fight, right? Now, is it possible that he could go and maybe get a fighter to come over from PBC to make a big fight with Devin? Sure. But Devin's a big boy. I don't know if Devin's really going to stay at 140 pounds for very much longer. So what would be some big fights over there at 140? Rayo technically is with PBC, so is Pitbull. Like, that may have been a one-time thing. Maybe you don't see those fighters over there again. Now, maybe you do. Barrios with PBC. If they can get Barrios over there, that's a good fight for Dev. But I don't think that's an easy fight at all for Dev, because Barrios is a big guy and he'll be able to reach him from range. So even though Devin to get paid, that's a dangerous fight. We know that they were talking about moving up to 147 pounds. Well, we got the man there, Brian Norman Jr. Shout out to Brian Norman Jr., Atlanta's finest. I'm saying that because I'm also I'm not from the A, but I live in the A. And then you have Boots Ennis, bruh. So they talked a lot about Boots Ennis after the Regis Prograis fight. I don't know if they would really want that smoke at this point. Boots is big, punches hard, and I don't think there's anything that Devin can throw that can hurt him. So, Jay, I got two questions for you. Will we see the same OG, a.k.a. Dev, or will we see something different? And if we do see the same old Dev and he's ready to get back in there, what options do we have?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we see the same old Dev just yet. I think his first fight back should be a get-back fight, as Keith Thurman would say it, because after that fight that he had with Brian Garcia, where he took punishment like that, we saw how he was afterwards. He was questioning everything. Then it came out Ryan popped dirty with the Osterring. He still felt, he didn't feel fully vindicated. He didn't show it fully, but he used it as a crutch, So I don't think he should be fighting any of those people that you named just yet for his get-back fight, because none of those guys are easy wins for him. Definitely not no doggone Boots. And the way Brian Norman looked in his last fight, how hungry Brian Norman seems right now, and he'll be stepping up in weight. Nope. Barrios didn't look the best in his last fight, but to your point, Barrios is a big dude. He'll be able to catch Devin from range as well. So his best bet, I think, is a comeback fight at 140, if he's going to stay at 140, because he even talked about how it was hard for him at 142 as well. So if he goes up to 147, he can put himself in line, but there's been I could see him trying to go for a Barrios or a Brian Norman, just because those are the low hanging fruit guys, because they don't have the name like a Boots there or a Stanionis. I think it'd be making a mistake. if he picked either one of them. I mean, it's good to see Devin back in training, but I'd rather see Devin in a get back fight with, maybe someone in the top, more like the top 10 to 15 range to get him back going. Also to get his confidence back, man, because that was a rough fight for him. Oscar or not, he took a beating in that fight. Those left hands were hitting him all the time. So make sure he gets his confidence back. Make sure he goes back to the same old Dev after that fight. Then first quarter of 2025, then he could go back. Okay, I'm going to get back and try to be the king of whatever division is, whether it's 140 or 147. But I don't think he just fight any of the guys you mentioned at 147 for his first fight back. That's a bit much coming off of a fight that he just had with Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, I think you make all valid points there. In regards to Devin Haney and the possibility that he might not even look like the same Dev. I think he has a lot of options, and I think he is partly motivated by the opportunity to work with Turki Al-Sheikh. Just my personal opinion. He already has a built-in relationship through Eddie Hearns. And there's probably some substantial money that can be made if Turki Al-Sheikh continues down the same path of losing money that he's been doing over the last few fights outside of maybe the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk fight. So I fully expect him to be back before the end of the year. I think whatever fight Devin Haney is going to be in next, I think is going to be much watched TV because I think everybody's going to be interested in seeing what version of Devin Haney we see. If we see a version of Devin Haney that looks similar to what we saw prior to the Ryan Garcia fight, one that's very confident in his skill, boxing from range, doing his thing, or will we see a Devin Haney that looks a little bit more hesitant, tentative, specifically with anybody that has a bit of pop? That will be interesting, man. So again, much watch TV. I personally can't wait to see it.
Yeah. I'm hoping. I'm happy to see Devin get back. I didn't want him to take He told me to take a year off or 2 years off just to come back when Ryan comes back. I didn't think that would be a smart idea for him to waste his time like that. He's getting closer to the prime of his career. Really, he can really make some moves. Especially with Tank still being around. If he's going to try to make a catch weight deal with Tank, if possible. But him coming back is great for the sport. He's a good boxer. It's going to be interesting to see how his dad is out there. That's what's going to be really interesting. See how his dad talks now. Whoever they're going to fight. And whoever they fight is going to be interesting. If they're going to fight someone that's smaller, so Devin can have all the advantages like he's had in the past on a lot of other fighters he fought, or someone that's going to be equal or have a disadvantage on him. But to your point, I don't think he's going to fight anyone with a lot of pop right away. I don't think so. But we'll see. But I was just looking at some of the listings at 140. You got Barboza around there. Catterall's already lined up to fight Regis later this year in October. Gary Antoine Russell is there, but he's on the PBC side and he can crack. He's coming off a loss. You mentioned Rayo, but I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. It also depends on what Devin's ego can take as far as what he's going to be fighting on. Is he going to be fighting on regular TV or he's going to be fighting on pay-per-view? If he's going along with Turki Al-Sheikh, he's probably going to be in a card of like 12 fights. And then he'll be okay with that because he'll get paid, more than likely in that. But we'll see. I'm more intrigued on seeing what Devin's going to do as far as he's going to stay at 140 or 147. What's he going to do?
Yeah, I agree. So you guys tell us what you think in the comment section in regards to this. Will we see the same Devin? What options do we have? We're curious to hear what you have to say. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast at AM Sports Media, and we are out.